What if the person you've been idolizing is secretly your own worst enemy? And what if trusting them is the biggest mistake you'll ever make? Ever feel stuck in a life that's just the same day on repeat? Work, routine, expectations that never fit? In Fight Club, a book almost written against its own author, you'll see why the hero you've been chasing might actually be the part of yourself holding you back. One interesting way to read Fight Club is as a story quietly arguing with its own author. Chuck Palahniuk burst onto the 90s scene with dark, shocking tales of outsiders and extremism. Fight Club carries that voice, but it also questions what it really means. Palahniuk later explained he didn't write it to glorify violence. He wanted to imagine a new kind of male friendship, a space where men could struggle, bond, and feel alive. He even compared it to The Great Gatsby, an apostolic story where one man survives to tell another's rise and fall. That's very different from how the book is often read. Tyler Durden isn't a manifesto. He's a delusion inside the story. Fight Club shows men connecting, not endless fighting or real-world terrorism. Palahniuk is frustrated that readers latch onto Tyler's chaos while missing the warning. The narrator, basically an author stand-in, tries to get rid of Tyler by shooting himself. It's not victory, it's self-destruction. Even then, there's no peace. Buildings fall and he ends up in a psychiatric hospital. Fantasy collapses, leaving only wreckage. The novel criticizes consumer culture, repressed masculinity, and easy answers. Buying things doesn't save you. Blowing things up doesn't save you. Even rebellion can become another trap. Tyler is built up as a fantasy, then forced to fail, leaving the narrator just as lost as before. That self-undermining is what gives the book its uneasy depth. Why it still feels relevant today. Fight Club hits harder now than in the 90s. The narrator's fear of never reaching stability feels familiar to today's young people facing uncertainty and isolation. Many search for meaning online, where alt-right, men's rights, and red pill groups quote Tyler like a prophet. Palahniuk finds this frustrating, especially when his words are used to justify hate. One journalist noted, if Tyler existed today, he'd be online, leading digital outrage campaigns. Same energy, different platform. The danger the novel highlights is clear. Calls to reclaim masculinity taken literally don't free anyone. They spill into extremism. Fight Club doesn't celebrate that. It warns us. But the warning only works if readers look past the cool quotes. What Tyler leaves behind is never empowerment, only wreckage. When Fight Club turns into Project Mayhem, everything gets louder, but not clearer. Tyler's mission grows extreme, but there's no real ideology. Destroy first, think maybe later. Even fans admit it feels shaky. What once seemed radical now feels crude. Blowing up buildings, erasing debt, railing against capitalism, bold but empty. The book never shows what comes after. No rebuilding, no real alternative to consumerism. Tearing everything down doesn't automatically create meaning. That's the paradox at its core. Fight Club attacks capitalism, but questions rebellion too. Buying things won't fill the void. Mindless destruction won't either. The narrator's final act, shooting himself, is both defeating Tyler and surrendering. Rejecting possessions and systems isn't enough if you don't know what you're living for. Psychology and the unreliable narrator. Mental health drives the story. The narrator's insomnia and depression symbolize a mind that can't rest in a meaningless world. Support groups help temporarily, but Marla shatters even that fragile relief. Tyler is born from desperation. When the narrator fights, Tyler lives. Exhaustion or drugs let him take over. Then comes the reveal. Tyler isn't real. He's a split identity. Every punch, every scheme, every speech has been the narrator arguing with himself. The fractured style, switching between I and you. Repetition, disorientation, mirrors a mind coming apart. Some readers find this exaggerated, even insensitive, but it matters. The most charismatic figure is an illusion. Fight Club becomes a story about identity, not just politics. Even at the end, the narrator is still waiting, still arguing, still unsure who he is without Tyler. A novel against itself, Fight Club feels like it's arguing with its own voice. Tyler sounds powerful, then shows the damage he causes. Male rage is taken seriously, then exposed as dangerous when it replaces thought. There's no clean victory, no heroic closure. We're left in the wreckage, asking the same question the narrator can't escape. If you tear down every lie, what truth is left to live by? That unresolved tension, not the fights, not the slogans, is what makes Fight Club endure. Fight Club gets really smart. At first, fighting feels like freedom, a release. But Palahniuk slowly pulls the rug out. The rules of Fight Club are meant to reject society, yet they quietly create another system, another hierarchy, another sense of belonging that mirrors what they claim to oppose. Everyone gets a role, everyone gets status, order disguised as chaos. When Tyler escalates to Project Mayhem, that contradiction explodes. What began as catharsis turns into blind obedience. No names, no individuality, just space monkeys following orders. The rebellion loses meaning and becomes dangerous. Then comes the biggest twist. Tyler Durden, the ultimate tough guy fantasy, isn't real. He's a hallucination, a fragile mental construction of what the narrator thinks a real man should be. Stopping him means destroying that identity. Shooting himself isn't suicide, it's killing a toxic version of the self. Palahniuk has said the story is about surviving Tyler, not becoming him. Like Gatsby, Tyler burns bright, inspires devotion, then self-destructs. The narrator is left behind, not to celebrate, but to make sense of the wreckage. The novel takes male rage seriously, yet critiques it. Tyler's words sound empowering, but his actions bring loss and emptiness. Killing the symbol doesn't fix the deeper problem, consumerism and capitalism. The narrator's obsession with furniture and perfect apartments isn't shallow, it's desperate. Buying things substitutes for identity. Tyler's line, "The things you own now own you," hits because it's true. Even the soap, made from stolen fat and sold back to the rich, is capitalism eating itself. Project Mayhem promises to destroy the system, erase debt, reset the world. But it doesn't. Fight Club becomes a release valve. Men hate their jobs, fight on weekends, then return to work. Violence is entertainment, not change. Palahniuk's point is clear. Rage without direction doesn't free you. It just keeps you trapped. So here's the thing about Fight Club. It's not really about fighting. That's just the surface. Underneath, it's about feeling empty in a world that keeps telling you you should be happy. The narrator has no name. He could be anyone. Decent job, nice condo, all the right IKEA furniture, and still hollow. He can't sleep. Nothing feels real. He tries to fill the void by buying things. Better couch, better plates, better lamp. But the more he owns, the worse he feels. The book quietly lands its core idea. The things you own slowly start owning you. Desperate, he goes to support groups for people actually dying. He doesn't belong, but when he cries, he finally sleeps. Borrowed pain becomes the only thing that makes him feel alive. Then Marla Singer shows up. She's an uncomfortable mirror, faking it too, and breaks the illusion. He can't cry anymore, not because she's cruel, but because she exposes the lie. Enter Tyler Durden. Tyler is everything the narrator wishes he could be. Confident, reckless, fearless. When Tyler asks him to hit him as hard as he can, something snaps. Pain suddenly feels real, and Fight Club is born. A basement full of men fighting not to win, but to feel something. Status disappears. Only the body matters. At first it feels freeing, honest, almost pure, but it doesn't last. Fight Club grows, needs rules, leaders, obedience, and turns into Project Mayhem, promising freedom, but acting like a cult. Then the twist: Tyler isn't real. He's the narrator's split self, all his rage and suppressed masculinity given a voice. That's the danger. Tyler sounds convincing. That's why people follow him. In the end, the narrator tries to destroy Tyler by destroying the part of himself that believes in him. The ending stays uneasy. Buildings fall, the system cracks, and we're left asking, was this liberation or just another illusion? Fight Club isn't praising chaos. It warns about how pain becomes ideology, rebellion becomes control, and ignored masculinity comes back twisted. It doesn't give answers. It asks one quiet, dangerous question. If everything you were told to want makes you miserable, what do you become instead? What's eerie is how Fight Club predicted so much of today. Palahniuk saw the danger of aggrieved entitlement, humiliated men latching onto simple, angry solutions. The book also warns about hustle culture and influencer masculinity. Alpha figures sell confidence and status to stuck young men. Same logic Tyler used, just repackaged. The narrator's hatred of his cubicle and meaningless possessions mirrors modern burnout. Burning the rulebook then looks like quitting the 9-to-5 today, but the book warns, destruction doesn't create meaning. There's a parallel to online radicalization. Men with nothing to lose follow Tyler's absolute answers. Today, some turn to extremist forums. Fight Club also mocks no therapy, just action. When support fails, aggression fills the gap. Underground fights become a dark metaphor for unmet emotional needs. The book resonates because it shows what happens when anger becomes identity. Your future feels stolen, dignity stripped, and the world makes you miserable. Follow Tyler blindly, and you get chaos, emptiness, and wreckage.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
So next time you find yourself idolizing someone, pause and ask yourself, are you really following them? Or are you just chasing a reflection of your own doubts and fears? Fight Club isn't just a story, it's a mirror. And the real question is, what part of yourself have you been ignoring all along?